This is an overview of the Samsara driver app. You'll need three things to get logged in. Company code, which is all lowercase, eagle-transport-group. And then you need a username and a password. This would have been assigned to you at hire-in, or if you're not a new hire, this will be the same as your Qualcomm username and password. Hit sign in. Select your truck number. Hit confirm. Select your trailer. Hit done. I'll check for unassigned drive time. We don't have any, so nothing's coming up, but otherwise just review. If something does come up, review the time. If it's not yours, hit select all and hit not mine. Next, it's asking for a shipping ID. We're going to put milk in there and hit done. Checking for uncertified logs. If you have previous days that are not certified, it will ask you to do the certification at that point. Now it's asking us to go on duty. If you're having a non-ag exempt load, you would go on duty here and complete your DVIR. We're going to pretend we're doing an ag exempt load, so we're going to skip this step because we want to go directly to PC. If you're doing ag exempt, we suggest you do your DVIR after you get outside of the 150-mile radius. For example, if you're outside the radius when you get to the plant, you could do it at that point. If you don't get outside the 150-mile radius your entire shift, you could do it at the end of the shift. You just have to do it at some point every day, but it does not have to be at the beginning of the shift. So we're going to skip. Up at the top, you'll see that we're off duty, so we're going to go to PC right away. This is important because if you start driving and you forget to go to PC, it will put you to driving and mess up your ag exempt status. And driving, we're unable to edit drive time on the logs. As you can see, remarks are required, so we're going to select that. Go all the way to the bottom and should be ag exempt there, so we'll select that and hit save. All right, you can see your vehicle numbers and ID at the top. Below that is hours of service, so we'll go across that. Select the blue hours of service button. You can see our duty status up at the top. If you select personal conveyance, it would give you the option to change duty statuses. This is where you'll go when you hit the 150-mile radius line. You'll want to select drive and save. I recommend that you get in the habit of selecting the duty statuses manually. Some of the duty statuses, like driving, and if you've been driving and you stop on duty time, will be selected automatically for you if you don't do anything. However, if you just get in the habit of doing it manually, that way you don't forget to change duty statuses when you get to the plant or when you go get back to the shop and want to go off duty. So we'll back out of that. You can see your clocks there with all your time. Right below the clocks, you'll see a tab that says log and roadside. This is where you'd want to go if you get pulled over by law enforcement and they're asking to see your logs. You would go to roadside, select that. It will ask you to create a custom PIN. You can make that whatever you want. Hit lock and continue, and then you can hand the device to the inspecting officer. Hit OK, and he or she will be able to see all your previous logs and do their inspection. Up at the top, you'll see ELD in-cab materials. If you select that, go to DOT English. This here is kind of a cheat sheet for the officer so they can see how the app functions. You are required to keep a paper copy of this with you in your truck. We have those here at the office, so if you don't have one, stop by and see dispatch next time you're here, and they can get you a paper copy. Go ahead and back out of that section. When the DOT audit is complete, you can just hit the blue back arrow. It will ask you to enter your custom PIN again. Hit continue, and you're back to your app again. Underneath that, you'll see your previous day's logs. This is where you'll go if, let's say you get to a plant and you forget to go off duty. You meant to go off duty, but just forgot. You can change that here by selecting the day that needs edits. So we'll select today. As you can see, all my duty statuses are here. I could edit any of them, hit edit, and then I could select whatever duty status I need. The only duty status that you are not able to edit is drive time. So we'll back out of that. So that's the hours of service tab. So we'll go back to the main screen by hitting the back arrow. We'll go across the DVIR. So if you're doing an ag exempt load, you get to the plant, you're outside the 150-mile radius, you would then go to DVIR. Down at the bottom, you'd hit create DVIR. It's going to force us over to on duty. Then you'd select your truck. You just go through and fill out this form, very simple. You could add pictures if you need to, add defects if there's any. We're going to select safe to drive, hit next, certify and submit. Then you do the same thing with the trailer, just select the trailer and go through and it's the exact same form. So we're going to back out of that, go back to the main screen. The next thing we're going to go across is the docs. So let's select the purple docs button, create new document, and here's all your forms, accident, breakdown, detention request. So let's select detention request form. You would just click on the first question up at the top, which is shipper, and then it opens up and you would just enter in your information, hit next, and then hit submit. Very user friendly in my opinion. All right, let's cancel out of that. This is also where you'll go to get your load information. So we're going to hit create new document again. As you can see, there's a form there called load request. Let's select that. You don't have to enter any information, you just hit submit document. All right, and it takes about 15 seconds or so. We should see that load information come in. So let's back out of this and go to the main screen. Up at the top, you'll see that envelope in the right-hand corner. That can be used to communicate with dispatch. It's basically a text messaging app, and there comes our load. It's basically a text messaging app. As you can see, it now shows that there's one message for us. So if we select that, and there you can see the test load that Howard built for us has come in. So let's X out of this. Where we go to get that load information is routes. So let's select the red routes button, and there's our load information. So what you want to do before you leave your pickup point is select that load. And now we're going to want to click on the start, which for this load is Eagle Transport. So we'll select that. And there's our pickup form. So we select pickup form, and it's going to ask us a few questions. So select the first question, which is trailer. We're going to change that to our trailer number of 205 and hit next. We're going to enter a BOL. We'll use test for our BOL number. Hit next. It's going to ask for the weight. Let's say we had 50,000 pounds. Hit next. You can enter notes, but don't have to if you don't want to. And hit done. Submit document. All right. Now that information got sent off to Howard, and that will automatically update the bolt system. So let's back out of that. Once you get to your delivery point, we'll back out to the main screen. Let's say you had your hours of service up while driving. You get to your delivery location, you get unloaded, and you are now ready to leave. You've scaled in, scaled out, and you have that information as far as the weight goes. So let's back up to the main screen. You would go to routes, select your load again. This time we're going to want to select the end location. Select that. And as you can see, there's a delivery form there. So you click on the delivery form, and you have one question for this form, which is weight. So we said 50,000 on the manifest. Let's say that the actual weight was 49,900 pounds. Hit next, hit done, and submit. And now that load is completed. The other thing you can do, if you don't know how to get to the location and you need GPS coordinates to get there, you can select on your end location. Rather than submitting your delivery form, you just go up to the right hand corner and hit navigate, and it'll bring up your maps to get to that delivery location. So we'll back out of that. And back to the main screen. Very user friendly, in my opinion, definitely more user friendly than Qualcomm. The last thing we'll go across is when you're done with your shift, you're getting ready to go on a 34-hour break, or you're just done for the day. You'll want to make sure to, especially if you're going to be leaving the truck, you want to make sure to log out of the app. You'll first off want to go to off duty, which you would select here and hit save. For the sake of the example, I'm going to let myself on duty and show you what happens. The reason it's important to log out is that will take you off of the truck. If you don't, and you get in your vehicle and leave, and a part-time driver or a mechanic or anyone else moves that truck, if you're still logged in, it will tag you with the driving time. So it's pretty important that you get yourself off of that truck so you don't accidentally get put into drive time while you're on a break. So to log out, you go up to the top here. Um, Beside the envelope, there is a little box with an arrow in it. Select that. Are you sure you want to sign out? Hit sign out. Okay, being we stayed on duty, it's now asking us if we're sure that we want to stay on duty. We do not. We want to go off duty. So we're going to select off duty. And you're back to the main sign-in screen. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to call me or dispatch, and we'll try to walk you through any questions you might have.